I declare the congregation open. Good afternoon, members of the university, guests, and especially all of you graduating here today. It's an enormous pleasure to be able to welcome you on what is a very, very special day. We're here to celebrate the achievements of our students from Lonsdale College and from Lancaster Medical School. It's always a particular pleasure to see all of our medical students here today. I know that there are so many friends and family of our students here today, and that you'll be feeling extremely proud of what each and every one of them has achieved. You are very welcome indeed. I would also like to extend a very warm welcome to our Alumni Award winner, Lucy Briers, whom we will hear more about later. You can probably gather from the fanfare that degree ceremonies they are formal occasions, of course, but they're also events to be enjoyed. So for those of you at the back in particular, when your friend or your relative comes on stage, please feel free to, you can applaud, you can laugh, you can cry, you can throw your hat in the air, you can dance in the aisle. Lots of whooping, lots of screaming, lots of cheering. You're actively encouraged to do so. It's a day of celebration, and I dare say for some of you that might extend into the night. I say that from experience. I graduated here in 1979, an eon ago, so there you are. You can graduate one day, and about 50 years later, you get to be Chancellor, if you're lucky. Anyway, the university I was in then was a very, very different university from the one that you've all been in. For a start, it was about half the size. Lucy and I were talking about this earlier. So you're in a much bigger university nowadays than I was then, and frankly, you're in a much better one. In fact, it's so good, I'd probably struggle to get in nowadays. Lancaster is in the top dozen of our 130 UK universities, and we're striving to be in the top 100 worldwide. So this is a great university, and it's great for two reasons. One, because of our great staff, and two, because of our great students. So it's wonderful that both are here today. For me, the really wonderful thing about Lancaster over those 4 or 5 decades that I've had an involvement with it is that it's changed a lot, but the one thing that hasn't is that we remain true to our founding principles, that this should be a university open to all with talent and potential. At Lancaster, excellence hasn't been bought at the expense of equity. We provide opportunities for students, regardless of their background, to realize their aspirations in life. And at a time when there's often such a sense of overwhelming pessimism in our country about the prospects for greater social fairness or greater social mobility, ours is actually a story of optimism. What counts is not where you came from in the past, but whether you're prepared to put in the effort to create a better future. Today, we celebrate the fact that each and every one of you has seized that opportunity. A graduation ceremony is often thought of something that marks the end of an era, a rite of passage, if you like, between one part of your lives and the next. It is the culmination of years of hard work, of course, and that is a quality that will last you all of your lives. So today is not the end of something, it's more the start of something else, not the closure of an old story, but the opening of a new chapter. What you have learned here, you will carry throughout your lives. Of course, if you've studied computing, you may decide to build a career in IT. If you've studied management, you may well go into business. If you've studied politics, then frankly, heaven help you. But I think what you will find, that what you've acquired here is more than knowledge about a particular subject. For myself as a graduate from this place, Lancaster will always be the university that gave me the strongest possible foundations for my life and my career. It helped me on my way. I was an 18-year-old kid from a northeast council estate, the first who'd ever in my family been to university, like so many others. And I had the eventual privilege of serving in the UK government's cabinet. And that's because of what happened here. Because it gave me skills, Lancaster, way beyond my studies. My time here was a gift. It taught me how to learn, how to analyze, how to argue, how to question. It taught me, too, the relationship between effort and reward. If it's easy, it isn't really worth doing. It's the hard things in life that make you. And as you all now know, there are no easy degrees here at Lancaster. Everyone has to be earned by commitment, by dedication, and by sheer hard work. So today, of course, we celebrate your intelligence, but we also celebrate your resilience, your ability to rise to a challenge and to beat it. And that is just as well, my friends, because when you leave this place, you're about to enter a world that is certainly not short of challenges. This is a period of profound global uncertainty, even volatility. Some have christened it the era of perma-crisis, and it sometimes does feel that the world lurches from one crisis to the next. But I think it's actually more than that. Someone said to me recently, "Today is the slowest day of the rest of your life." What did he mean by that? He meant it isn't just the sheer scale of what is happening in our world, the changes in our planet, our environment, the changes in politics, in society, in economics. It isn't just the scale of change, it's the unprecedented pace of change that is happening. It's never been quicker, and it is never going to slow down. Navigating that changing world requires, above all else, one great thing, which is leadership. If we're going to create a better, and I hope a fairer world, it requires great leadership. Now, there will be mixed views in this hall about whether or not the world is entirely blessed with that today. But I hope that what we can all agree on is that the young people in front of us are the best hope for the future of our world. Because from you will be drawn the next generation of leaders. What we seek to do here at Lancaster is equip the next generation of leaders with the right attributes to make a difference, not just for yourselves, but for others. To be agile in your thinking, purposeful in your focus, and outward-looking in your demeanour. That is why Lancaster will and always will remain a university that is open to the world. We believe in building bridges, not walls. We have campuses in China, in Ghana, Malaysia, Germany, and Indonesia. As we sit here today, there are 8,000 students studying for a Lancaster degree outside of the United Kingdom. Here on campus, we're particularly proud of the fact that we welcome students from 180 countries worldwide, and that our staff come from all parts of Europe and indeed well beyond. The rich diversity they provide on campus not only brings huge benefits educationally, it also prepares our students for a life in what is increasingly a global society. So today, you join a very special community. Like 175,000 others worldwide, you're about to become alumni of this great university. Ours is a community that expresses the very best of today's world. High achievers, great thinkers, top leaders, people who make a difference, whether that is locally or globally, in industry and in charity, in business and in public service. You come from very different backgrounds and no doubt will end up working and living in very different locations. But in the end, you're part of a community, all bound together by one common history. So when you leave here, you will take something of Lancaster with you. Memories, of course, the friends you've made, the tutors you've met, what you have learned from your studies. But above all else, what I hope you take away is what you've learned about yourselves. That if you persevere, it pays off. that if you follow your dreams, you can rise to a higher level, that if you listen to your hearts, you can achieve great things. Each of you has proved that you have what it takes to make a success of life, not just for yourselves, but for others. So my advice to you is very simple. Be bold, be brave, believe in yourselves. You have a wonderful, wonderful future ahead of you. On behalf of this great university, I wish you all the very best for whatever path that takes. Enjoy it. You've earned it. Thank you.
Please may all graduates from Lonsdale College stand. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present these members of Lonsdale College who are worthy to receive first degrees of the university. For the degree of Master of Languages, Francesca Jane Curran. Louise Stanley. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Farah Al-Badran. Sophia Victoria Apofella. Antonia Evangiva Arbova. Daniel Santiago Alnaltes Roebuck. Abdullah Arshad. Kelsey Louise Baker. Neve Megan Boulderstone. Sophie Bennett Fuller. Jack Joseph Benyon. Daniela Bettridge. Tamsin Broadley. Ellie Dean Brooks. Ryan Alexander Buckley. Antonia Burke. Priya Kamhasho Anda. Ella Neve Cherry. Hai E. Jun. Katrina Josie Chu. Kai Coleman. Mia Charlotte Isabel Cumming. Holly Marie Ann Doherty. Joshua Favour. Michaelia Kelsia Fearon. Caitlin Finn. Holly Fleming. Hayeth Fletcher. Jack Duncan Formoso. Theo Fountain. Akhilesh Gerola. Tague Gibson. Edward James Glover. Paris Helena Green. Greta Gashilak. Erin Hall. Lewis Robert Hall. Grace Georgia Hammond. Anthony Hanoun. Molly Harris. Catherine Hines. Lily Ann Hooper. Emily Hopkins. Ella Horseman. Ruby Tuesday Hoyles. Molly Ann Hunter. Isabel Hopton. Bryony May Hurlstone. Thomas Hislop. Muad Jama. Shizar Javed. Laura Johnson. Guillermo Shackleton Garcia de Polavieja. Jasprit Kaur. Kira Kavanagh. Natalia Konstantinova. Imogen Laura. Victoria Rose Leach. Elspeth Hanling Lewis. Nell Jane Goodlorden. Alessandra Marie Calilero Maitland Smith. Madison Louise Manning. Holly Lily Eva McElwain. Ethan McIver. Ewan McManus. Francesca Meadows. Sienna Victoria Micklethwaite. Grace Elizabeth Mills. Sophie Malloy. Jacob Thomas Douglas Molyneux. Summer Moyo Hamilton. Andrew Peter Nash. George Nolan. Aking Osa Eatin Obaro. Hilary Wilbur Parsons. Sarah Rose Perlich. Sophia Pollitt Walmsley. Ben George Pomfret. Danielle Michelle Rendina. Charlotte Jean Ribbons. Jonathan Riding. Okay. Ashwin Rigby. Holly Elizabeth Robinson. Holly Jane Rodden. Megan Elizabeth Ralph. Emma Louise Rowley. Alicia Rumley. Lucy Russell. Stephen Thomas Saunders. Isabel Louise Shackleton. Morgan Anthony Shattock. Leah Stockall. Isabel Stockton. Freya Page Stoodley. Owen Anthony Paul Stephen Strawson. Jacob George Sims. Charlotte Megan Tate. Zoe Alice Tizard. Shannon Jo Topless. Elliot Edward Vine. David Wang. Ethan Richard James Ward. Clara Anne Marie Waring. Owen George Warner. Robert James Watson. Oliver Julius Watts. Louis Scott Whithead. Amy Grace Wilkinson. Keris Aurelia Faye Williams. Danu Wright. Ruichi Shii. Zi Hao Zhou. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Irene Atticherel. Grace Marie Banks. Ivan Barisic. Harry Bowen. Wing Yaan Chow. Sebastian Clark. Macy Coley. Josie Colling. Poppy Eloise Cooper. Harley Aaron Crack. Georgina Dath Powell. Seren Jennifer Donahue. Taisa Eshkrivnazar. Catherine Fenton. Kyle Ganson. Lydia May Gilray. Mahalis Grusis. Lauren Rose Halliwell. Ellie Sandra Hignett. Alicia El Husani. Elia Mehrin Hussein. Olivia Jane Jenkins. Catherine Ann Jolly. Sade Maddox. Denisa Mititiuk. Zara Mohammed. Malika Kazi. Grace Rossini. Holly Elizabeth Slauson. Teen Waiso. Ella Olivia Tasker. Michael Vella. Owen John Webster. Harry George Woodworth. Victoria Yan Yong. Victoria Zagorska. Please may all graduates from Lonsdale College stand.
By my authority as Chancellor, I confer upon these members of Lonsdale College the degrees for which they have been presented. Many, many congratulations to you all. Well done!
Chancellor, I present to you Lucy Briers for the award of Outstanding Alumna of the Year. Lucy is a distinguished member of an alumni community that, as we have heard, numbers over 170,000 members across the globe. As we recognise her achievements through this award, we also acknowledge and celebrate the wider successes of all Lancaster graduates and the important part they continue to play in the life of our university. Lucy Briers is an award-winning actor with a distinguished career stretching over 3 decades, encompassing stage, radio, film, and television performances. Her acting credits range from Shakespeare to superheroes, melodrama to murder, royalty to romance, and coming of age to comedy. She's trodden the boards in some of the most famous repertory theatres in the UK, featured in the West End, and ventured across the Atlantic to work on Broadway. On television, she has graced our screens in many of the most popular series, including the seminal BBC version of Pride and Prejudice as the scene-stealing Mary Bennet, in the equally influential Red Dwarf, and in other fan favourites such as Casualty, The Bill, Poirot, Midsummer Murders, and The Thick of It. Recent appearances include her role as Lady Keira Lannister in the Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon. Born into a distinguished acting family, Lucy travelled north from home and school in London to read independent studies at Lancaster as a member of Cartmel College. The thespian passion was strong in this one, and on graduation she won a place at the prestigious Bristol Old Vic Theatre School. So began a love affair with the stage that has seen her play some of the most iconic parts, from Shakespeare's Desdemona in Othello, Phoebe in As You Like It, and Miranda in The Tempest, to Virginia, Queen Elizabeth I in Orlando. In keeping with the Tudor theme, she is also featured in the Royal Shakespeare Company's acclaimed productions of Wolf Hall and Bring Up the Bodies, based on Hilary Mantel's internationally best-selling historical novels. Lucy's versatility can be measured in the sheer variety of the roles she is offered, which include musicals and a successful one-woman show, Some Kind of Bliss, which saw her nominated for What's on Stage Best Solo Performer in 2008. Another performance as Mrs. Helseth in 2019's Rosmersholm at the Duke of York's Theatre won the Clarence Derwent Award for Best Supporting Actor. Lucy's stage credits would be proof enough of both her talent and the high regard in which she's held by leading theatre directors. But alongside these achievements is a rich career on the small screen. I've already listed a selection of her television credits, and it was only a tiny selection. The full list, stretching to over 50 series and standalone dramas, reads like a potted history of the very best of British television, covering drama, comedy, and crime procedural. Beloved names that have given British creativity an international reach. To that earlier list, I could add DCI Banks, Gentleman Jack, and Endeavour, and so many more. When you meet Lucy, you realise immediately that you're in the presence of a thoroughly decent and down-to-earth person, full of fun and warmth, but also driven by a strong sense of social justice and real concern for the welfare of both our planet and its people. She also understands the critical importance of nurturing future creative talent in the UK. The practical expression of this has been her patronage for the Lancaster Playwriting Prize, established in 2018. This initiative, run by the Department of English Literature and Creative Writing in partnership with the Duke's Theatre in Lancaster, aims to discover playwriting talent among underrepresented groups in the north of England. Each year, a different area features: Black, Asian, minority, ethnic and refugee writers in the founding year, unproduced writers over 55 in 2019, LGBTQAI+ writers in 2022, deaf, disabled or neurodiverse writers in 2023, and writers aged 12 to 18 this year. Lucy has been an indefatigable supporter beyond providing finance. She's been active in reshaping the remit every year and has given up a valuable amount of time to be a thorough reader and a judge of the submitted scripts. Lucy Bryer's achievement should act as a reminder of the success that is possible with commitment and dedication. We live in a world facing many and growing challenges, but when you leave here today, you will have the chance to make a difference, to be part of the solutions we need by putting the things you've learned here to good use. Whatever the path you choose, whatever opportunities and obstacles you face, like Lucy and many other alumni before you, be the best that you can be for yourselves, your families, and the wider communities in which you live and work. Chancellor, it is my honour to present Lucy Bryers for the award of Outstanding Alumna of the Year.
Thank you very much. Chancellor, fellow members of the university, honoured guests, thank you so much for giving me this award and for the privilege to speak at this ceremony today. To be honest with you, I was more than a little surprised to receive this award. I'm what is called a jobbing actor, and we don't often get rewarded for our careers, as we're rarely well known outside of the entertainment industry. So this means an enormous amount to me. To survive as an actor, you need a very strong backbone. Both my parents were actors, so I knew this from an early age. My vocation revealed itself at the age of 9 when I was lucky enough to see the original Broadway cast of A Chorus Line in London. And as the curtain rose and the music began, I knew that all I wanted to do for the rest of my life was be an actor. And I wanted to start immediately, but my parents were adamant that I had a good education, and that meant not just doing A-levels, but going to university. My sister and I were the first in our family to do that. And then I would go to drama school. And I'm one of the very fortunate generations who could do both and still get funding. So I arrived here in October 1985 very unwillingly. This was not my dream. What good would an independent studies degree in sculpture, theatre, and English do me? I wanted to be an actor. So my first year was difficult. I was homesick and I was frustrated. My parents, with tough love, advised me to get through the first full academic year and see how I felt then. In that first year, I forged 2 of the 3 great friendships I would take away from this university, with fellow theatre students Tina Redford and Richard Blanco. I mention these 2 amazing people not only because of our nearly 40-year friendship, but because their careers, like mine, encapsulate why I think this university produces people who live outside the box. I can only mention a very few moments in their respective careers due to time. Richard describes his working life as a career journey, and so it is. He has been a dancer, a diversity trainer, an employment tribunal member. He has a property portfolio, is a TV presenter for House Hunters International, and competes regularly in the Gay and Lesbian Tennis Association. Tina, after graduation, became the lead singer of a rock band called Laugh, which found huge popularity in Germany. She now works as a freelance arts consultant, and her last major job was artistic director of Left Coast, which makes work with and for the people of Blackpool. Richard and Tina's approach to their work and lives is a constant inspiration for me. But back to 1985. As we all dived into the coursework, I realized that the theatre department at Lancaster was different from other universities at that time. It had such a forward-looking, politically engaged ethos that matched the energy of what was then only a 20-year-old educational establishment. At the end of my first year, the friendships I had made and the quality of the courses I was taking convinced me that it was worth staying on, and I am so glad I did. During my 3 years, I directed plays, I created sheet metal sculptures so large I had to be moved from the art department to the engineering department. I discovered Iris Murdoch and J.G. Ballard. I played, among many roles, Sally Bowles in Cabaret and Portia in Julius Caesar. I even got to be a member of a physical theatre company. I have never been fitter in my life, and we toured our shows to London and Italy. And I also did all the stuff I didn't tell my parents about. I partied hard, I had my heart broken, and I generally grew up. And in the midst of all of this, I managed, I don't quite know how, to get a 2-1. And Lancaster treated me, as my parents had done, with tough love. It expected much from me, and I began to learn what it really meant to step up to the plate. It inspired me to be a person who would always explore and interrogate my own life and the life around me. It expanded my theatrical and political horizons, so I started to truly understand that art, in all its genres, is a vital part of a healthy society, something our last government cruelly undermined. I finally achieved my dream of getting into drama school in 1988, going straight from here to the Bristol Old Vic Theatre School. And over the last 33 years, I have fulfilled many more dreams, including living in New York and performing on Broadway. But I understood long ago that these dreams only became a reality because of my time at this university. I would not have got into drama school without my 3 years here. That kid watching a chorus line knew she had to be resilient to achieve her dreams, but it was here that her backbone was trained up and made strong. Sometimes a dream takes a while to arrive at. So as you all move forward into the next chapter of your lives, be so proud of what you have achieved already. And you may know exactly what you want to do, or you may not. It doesn't matter. Without sounding like a self-help podcast, life is all about the journey. The time you have spent here and the friends you have made here will nourish you for the rest of your lives, as they have done me. I said earlier that I had taken 3 friendships away from this campus, and I want to dedicate my award to that 3rd friend, Sarah Giddens, who passed away suddenly 8 months ago. Sarah was the year above me on the theatre course, and we became friends in my 2nd year when we collaborated on a production of Hamlet, me as co-director, Sarah as choreographer. Sarah went on to establish a physical theatre company called Bodies in Flight, which celebrated 30 years of innovative work in 2019. She was a teacher, choreographer, creator of theatre, a wonderful mother, and an incredible friend. For me, Sarah embodied all that Lancaster taught me. She was always searching for the deeper meaning in life, and she encouraged me to keep learning and keep creating. And I urge all of you to do the same. Follow your dreams, however circuitous the route ahead might be, and live your lives to their very fullest. Thank you.
Please may all the Lancaster Medical School graduates who have completed the following programme stand. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present these members of the Lancaster Medical School who are worthy to receive first degrees of the university. For the degree of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Dima Abdel Hafiz. Sanjana Abed. Mohammed Sohaib Afzal. Ugosa Agaoa. Elisa Ahmad Noor Hisham. Adedamola Akintola. Stephen Alfred. Ahmad Ali. Ushba Ali. Karen Esther Allen. Rida Amjad. Farah Andalib. George Andrew. Jacob Christopher Andrews. Rajveer Singh Atwal. Mariam Zora Awan. Umishi Bugatti. Vladislav Barabash. Monty Alexander Andrew Barker Pillsworth. Catherine Barrow. Maisie Bowen. Poppy Bowler. Samuel Paul Bradley. Jamie Alexander Broom. Edward Lawrence Clark. Daniel Clayton. Jonathan Joseph Creamer. Anna Curra. Joanne Curry. Tori Dalton. Constance Cicely Davidson. Rachel Dibble. Sam Doherty. Eleanor May Doan. Bethan Pamela Dowsett. Marwan Ahmed Munir Mustafa Serbi El Said Mandoor. Tanvi Goel. Georgia Goldsmith. Rebecca Grayley. Daniel Paul Harvey. Mohammed Hashim. Kiran Hassan. Jake Raymond Hewitt. Charlotte Louise Hayworth. George Abrams Hughes. William Hunter. Ahmad Ibrahim. Muhammad Asif Ibrahim. Osahon Cynthia Ise. Humaira Ismail. Herman Jesus Jacobs Leon. Lewis Michael James. Sharon Krishna Saravana Kannan. Rebecca Ketterman. Hadika Sajad Khan. Monda Laffy. Jasmine Isabel Lee. Aoife Linzell. Julia Rose Manning. Michelle Marufu. Caroline Eve McKernan. Jonathan Cameron Mearns. Guilherme Movo. Fatima Naim. Malika Nasser. Matthew Thomas Nelson. Joseph William Nicholson. Oninyechukwu Obudulu. Tamsin Ogiliv. James Ngozi Okeleke. Shan Patel. Oluwabotemi Phillips. Fodus Rizgar.
You've got to stand up somewhere. Oh, there. Oh, they're over there. They're there. Okay. Hello.
Sean David Roberts. Zara Elizabeth Mohammed Royal. Fatima Saeed. Greta Safonchik. Kotharik Kamis Sahal. Nadia Banu Saluji. Nanthini Rajeshwari Saravanan. Charles Seddon. Callum Mark Sefton. Ashini Shah. Suvridi Sharma. Blessmore Tinashe Shoniwa. William Thomas Shaw. Sana Singh. Aishwarya Christine Sri Shanmugam. Tarun Sanjay Sripadam. Elena Stokolova. Sabrina Suleiman. Bethan Alice Swan. Saskia Courtney Swanak. Arman Shahid Tagari. Yasmin Ella Tarsin. Shirin Harish Kumar Tulsani. Lucy Alexandra Tunn. Joseph Vandenberg. Alexandra Rachel Walker. Alice Walkup. Matthew James Wymark. Bilal Yusuf. Malika Samir Zulkarnain. Mohammed Abdul Karim Mohammed Miftah Al-Zorgani. Please may all the Lancaster Medical School graduates who have completed the following programme stand. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery.
By my authority as Chancellor, I confer upon these members of Lancaster Medical School the degrees for which they have been presented. Thank you and very many congratulations to you all. Well done.
Chancellor, I now invite Ishwariya Sri Shanmugam, to lead those admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery in the affirmation of the Declaration of Geneva. This declaration was adopted by the General Assembly of the World Medical Association at Geneva in September 1948. It enshrines the medical code of ethics and must be affirmed at the time of being admitted as a member of the medical profession.
Will the MBChB graduates please stand? Will the MBChB graduates please declare with me, I solemnly pledge to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude that is their due. I'll practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will maintain by all means in my power the honour and noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my sisters and brothers. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Please be seated.
Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present the following students who are eligible to receive the Chancellor's Medal for Exceptional Merit in their programmes of study. Caroline Eve McKernan. Elisa Rumley. Yasmin Ella Tasmin.
I now declare closed this congregation of the University of Lancaster. Long may the university prosper.